a lot of our ideas get developed and everything through just talking at the kitchen table,
right.
You know, in the morning. And I think I kind of came up with the idea and pitched it to you, and then you pitched it back to me, and then it kind of developed and grew from there. And
we looked at a group of artists to see who we thought could have worked together.
And it just was serendipitous that it turned into them wanting to work in different mediums. And
right.
When I start a still life, I look for the patterns of light and dark, because that's really the foundation of the painting. And without a good pattern of light and dark, you don't have anything. So I looked at the vase as very dark and the flowers dark. And then I decided that it was going to need some more darks to punch it up. So I added like a background line of dark purple.
Well, I've developed an interesting way of working with different types of media, because I was a watercolorist for a while and then I wanted to go back to oil. So I'm using the water mixable oils to start my beginning sketch material, and then I'll move to the more traditional oils. There's so many similarities. You really start with watercolor, you have to plan for your lights, and you know what? In oil, you have to plan for your lights. It can't be an arbitrary decision.
I've been painting in acrylic for about 2 years now. I was an oil painter for several years before that. And I decided I wanted to paint larger, and acrylics dry fast. And I find there's some things that I absolutely love about acrylics, that you can work very fast, you can work, you can collage, you can use mixed media. One of the things I'm working with now, and I've done a lot on the painting that I'm doing today, is I put lots of color on, take a big brush, soak it with water, put it on the paint and let it drip, and I get things that I never could have planned. I call them happy accidents.
Pastel has been around for a long time. A lot of the great artists, Degas and Chardin, worked in pastel. Pastel is pure pigment with a binder. Just as in oil is mixed with a binder and watercolor is mixed with a binder. The nice thing about pastel is what you see is what you get. It doesn't dry, it doesn't change color, it doesn't sink into the canvas. I'm more sure of the colors I'm going to use.
I started this painting with a yellow background, and my thinking behind that is I am using that as the color of the light. Light has color and it unifies the painting. Little bits of the background show through and look like sparkles of light.
What I think about when I'm painting is what kind of things can I stretch myself a little bit. And I found for a long time I was painting in very warm colors. Yellow ochre, reds, orange, cream colors. And so I said, you know, I've been doing this for a while. I need to switch my palette a little bit, or at least try some cool colors. And the paintings that I have here on the wall are the effort to sort of break out of the mold, try something new.
I happen to love turquoises and blues, and the hydrangea's got that French blue, and then it's in a kind of a turquoise pot. And if I'm in the mood to paint a certain color, I have to go out and find things that have those colors. You just start going with it. You start blocking in your colors, and next thing you know, you've got a great painting.
That moment when it all comes together and I feel like it's working, I mean, that is definitely magic. And sometimes you have to pinch yourself. It's just so much fun, and I forget to eat, and I don't hear the phone ring, and that's a wonderful place to be. It doesn't happen all the time, so And we all, as artists, wish that it did. Everybody talks about that, you know, in the flow, a Zen moment, in the groove. There's all types of terminology for it. But really, you have to be there and you have to put in the hours to paint. And then you never know when that moment is going to happen.
In order to get an exciting painting, I think you need to be fearless. At some point you realize that if it doesn't turn out, nobody dies, and that there's really no risk except for, you know, something didn't work. But you still learn something while you're doing it, so really you have nothing to lose.
How do I know when a painting is finished? Well, sometimes I don't. I would say when I feel like everything doesn't snag my eye. My eye moves around the painting and I feel at ease when I look at everything and all the passages ring true. There should be a truth to the painting. If there's not a truth to the painting and something feels slightly off, then I have to go and fix it. And it might mean taking it off of the wall, unframing it, and getting busy with it to get it just where I want it to be.
You find that certain things you just love and you don't want to touch, and that's why maybe that's done, but there are other parts that you don't love. What I generally do is stop before I overpaint, put the painting up on a wall and live with it for a couple of days, and then you find all kinds of things that you really should address. The trick is to maintain the freshness, which I like, the drips and the drabs and the things that, you know, a little bit out of the ordinary without adding too much to it, so you start overpainting and you lose that freshness.
A lot of times when I feel like I'm finished with a painting, I will walk away from it for a week or two, or turn it to the wall, and then I'll come back. And if something really jumps out at me, I'll correct it. Or another trick is to take a mirror and look at the painting with a mirror, and that will really show you your mistakes.
Painting in this group of people has been very exciting. It's so much fun to see what other people are doing and to hear people's questions and, you know, just sort of feed off of the energy of what's going on.
So, we had a good show, right?
We had a great show.
It's great when good ideas turn into great shows.
Yeah, we wanted to know how we could make it fun. And this, to me, is fun for everybody, not only the artists, but the people that get to watch.
A lot of students came.
Yeah, a lot of students came. They got to ask questions and talk about the paintings, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, we're really happy.